Thailand wants to become more competitive, digital, and business-friendly to catch up with the rapid changes in the world. Behind that ambition, though, there is a huge problem, which is a bureaucracy that remains difficult to reform. So what would Thailand's bureaucratic reform mean for the country's future as well as its competitiveness? Last week, the cabinet approved guidelines for bureaucratic reform within government agencies and state organizations. Their aim is to reduce by at least 15% of the current public sector workforce by the fiscal year 2032, which is about 5 years away. This includes the suspension of the hiring of new civil servants and removing certain jobs once the people in them retire. The decision comes as recurrent expenditure currently accounts for more than 70% of the government's entire budget, leaving limited room for investment spending. The government says that such reforms are needed to reduce the country's long-term fiscal burden. Following this decision, they announced that a total of 11 civil service positions or levels will be phased out, starting in the fiscal year 2027 or from this October. These are the positions that will no longer be accepting new candidates when civil servants in these jobs resign or retire. So government agencies will gradually remove these positions following the announcement. Apart from getting rid of some jobs, they have also considered rolling out other measures to reduce manpower. These include early retirement to encourage civil servants to leave voluntarily, which they say will help free up staffing quotas and reduce government spending. It also plans to suspend promotions to prevent the management structure from becoming top-heavy, as well as reform of pensions and other retirement packages because that soaks up a huge amount of money. To reach the goals will not be easy, though, as removing positions and restructuring the bureaucracy also involves long-term institutional commitments. Apart from removing some job positions, merging some government agencies has also been discussed as a way to reduce duplication of work and duties, save taxpayers' money, and make the government more agile. Winding down a government organization is not as simple as deleting names from an organizational chart, though. And now let's get an overview of how many civil servants are there in Thailand. According to the Office of Civil Service Commission, there are about 3 million government officials, 1.7 million of whom are civil servants. We have to say that employees in the private sector are quite different from civil servants. As long as they have not committed any serious wrongdoing, they generally have strong job security until their retirement age of 60. That makes it difficult to remove underperforming employees or reshape the workforce when it needs change. And the system has become deeply entrenched, making Thai civil service reform very difficult. And this rigid system is one of the factors contributing to the red tape and the inefficiency in the government. And these civil servants are working in various ministries and government entities, with most in the ministries of education, public health, and the list goes on. Looking at how many civil servants there are, it is not as significant as the government's budget allocated to pay for these people. The government's budget worth 3.7 trillion baht in the fiscal year of 2027 was proposed to Parliament back in June. And the budget's allocation just to pay these civil servants and other government officials was declared to be 852 billion baht. And that is already about 22% of the entire government budget. But there are also hidden costs coming from the central fund with about 572 billion baht. That is a total of 1.4 trillion baht allocated for civil servants. According to the Parliamentary Budget Office, a lot of this is not just their salaries. There are also payouts that are related to their welfare benefits as civil servants, such as hospital fees, pensions, and other allowances. This also includes when these civil servants are promoted to higher ranks, which means their salaries also need to go up. For this reason, the Parliamentary Budget Office suggests the government reforms its welfare benefits for civil servants and its human resource management to improve its efficiency. This could help reduce pressure on the central budget from non-emergency or non-essential spending and free up more funding for investment to boost the country's economy.